it's been a very worrying issue. The last time we talked about this, we spoke to Ethel, who witnessed something horrific. Take a listen.
I was going to work. I didn't have a car that day, so I was using Uber. And then just when we get to Adenta traffic light, I must have been looking at something on my phone. My Uber driver screams, "Wabono," meaning he hit him. And I lift up my eye, and I'm like, what is it? And he says, he's on the floor. So I lift up my eye, and they are carrying this 12-year-old boy with a knapsack on his back. Daniel, you could see he was on his way to school. You should live in Adenta to know what we describe when you have to cross that main road. It is not for the faint-hearted. And to think this small boy had to, it's not one straight, it's a multiple carriage road. So you have to cross to one end, stop in the middle of the road, cross the other about 3 times before you get to the other side. And that morning, as I saw him being lifted almost lifelessly off the ground into the pickup that had knocked him, it was too much for me. It was really a bit much.
So that was Ethel. But unfortunately, that was not the last time that someone passed away. Last Friday was another horrific scene. We visited Madina Denta yesterday, and this is what we gathered.
Death is a terrible thing. It's even more painful when you feel it could have been avoided. For the youth of the Madina Denta area, the passing of 22-year-old apprentice nail technician Atta was the straw that broke the camel's back. Atta is the 188th person to have lost her life while attempting to cross the Madina Denta highway. After she was hit by a car which ran off quickly, another vehicle ran over her almost immediately. The witnesses and residents were distraught. They were up in arms immediately.
Doctor, how do you come and say you are doctor? No, Rocky, one second. It's like you are here. We realized that this afternoon, when you sent that...
2 days after the horrific incident, we've come to Adenta to speak to residents who have been agitating for the completion of the footbridges for months. At the bingo spot, which is the usual meeting place for the group, tensions are still rife and emotions are high.
Any of our siblings, our friends, and even you not buried. It's not like we've not buried a friend recently.
One of the leaders of the group, who is assembly member for Adenta West, Rashid Osebunsu, says the demonstration which occurred on Friday was spontaneous but necessary.
Almost everybody in Adenta, Madina and its environment are worried, they are angry and they are agitated. Now they believe that something that started small, they believe that everybody should get involved so that government listens to our plea.
For group member Michael Nimate, Atta is just one of the 3 close friends he has lost to the dangerous highway.
She told me she's going to buy food at SDA and never return. But even before then, I've already lost 2 siblings, which I buried them, I think, a month ago on the same highway. The first 2 siblings that I have are very wonderful people, very energetic and young guys who are even helping the community in terms of any other thing you could call them for. But if we should keep on losing young guys like this, the first one is 32, second one 32. This lady who was killed just 2 days ago, or let's say 3 days ago, is 22. So imagine the youth that we are losing. Look at me now. I feel like I'm empty, alone, walking without anybody.
Another member, University of Ghana lecturer Dr. Samuel Kojokofi, seems to say what's on the minds of many of the residents. Government must act.
Adenta is part of Ghana. People in Adenta are Ghanaians. We enjoy the same constitutional civil right or whatever benefit the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana enjoys every citizen to enjoy. And I don't think it's so much or it's too costly for the government to construct a speed ramp, to fix traffic light, or even to start by completing few of the footbridges. So we are appealing. It's not our intention to walk in the street or to put the government on alert, but it is our intention to ensure the safety of the resident and the safety of every Ghanaian who crosses all the roads.
Daniel Daze, Joy News, Adenta.
So this was we had. We went to Adenta yesterday and we had a conversation with some of these guys who were meeting to plan this demonstration, as we now know, would happen on Monday, the 12th of November, a week from today. But one of the concerned residents of the area, Selom Brantie, has joined us in studio. Good morning, Selom.
Good morning, and good morning to all your listeners too.
Wish we were meeting under better circumstances.
Absolutely, Daniel.
First of all, the last time we spoke, we had a number of assurances from metropolitan authorities. An October deadline was given. We now understand that deadline was missed. And unfortunately, this has happened on Friday. Do you think that this was avoidable in any way?
Absolutely. I mean, incidentally, Friday was 2nd November, right?
Yes.
And the noise about this has been sustained by some of us residents in the area. And for me, I think it is a big sign of gross disrespect for the over 250,000 people living within that, stretch of the N4 between Presec Junction all the way down to, let's say, Pantine Junction. Or even, let's even extend it to, Ayi Mensa. Because across that whole stretch of road, it's a total lack of regard for pedestrians and even for drivers themselves. There's so much about the road that describes our attitude to things that we've been bequeathed with, no matter how complete they are. If you look at the state of the street lights, if you look at the state of the traffic lights, if you look at the state of the road markings on the road, and consider that this is one of the biggest, corridors of the city.
Yeah.
It is disconcerting, it is painful, it is sad, and I'm actually lost for words as to how to describe how this can still be going on day in, day out. When you look or when you are in the area and you see the kind of people crossing every day at the peril of their own lives, the fact that they still have to do this every day because that's the only way in which you can handle any kind of commute from your home to your workplace or wherever you have to go. I am appalled that up till now we've never heard an official word from anybody among those who are supposed to matter in this particular discourse. When we had a town hall meeting last week at the campuses of West Africa High School, it was at the tail end of that meeting that one of the MCEs came, and her first thing she said was that she was not invited, and therefore, well, we were appreciative of her coming, but the fact is that you don't even need to be invited to things like this before you make that statement, because it is a matter of care. It's a matter of respect for.
And this was the Medina MCE, Jennifer Fagbeji.
Yes, the Medina MCE. Mm-hmm. She actually came. The Adenta MC did not come for the program. Although, of course, there was some kind of advert around it, and residents associations knew about it. I mean, for me, that just shows clearly the level of nonchalance that has been attached to all this. The fact that the Minister of Roads, even on some of my Facebook posts, I've been seeing that the Deputy Minister of Roads and Highways has been tagged in them. So I doubt if they do not know about this.
Well, this is something that authorities are well aware of. Just to make that interjection, Boniface Sadiq, who is Member of Parliament for Medina, mentioned that this actually came up in Cabinet. And it emerged that some 80 million was owed the contractor, and the contractor is willing to go ahead with the work if half is paid, that is 40 million. So this is something that has come to the notice of government, and he was explaining that it's based on that he felt confident to put out that October deadline, which unfortunately has been missed.
Yes, and that has come at the expense of two people within the month of October and the first week of November. And I believe that maybe whoever is handling the dossier that has this particular issue or the issues related to this on board should recognize that for every single day that passes, their inaction is going to be responsible for the loss of lives of people, for the loss of lives of somebody's breadwinner, for the loss of life of somebody's property, and even for the guilt that some of the motorists will face after hitting someone, and then the kind of feelings that the person will go through. It is not a very nice thing going on that road every day and having to dodge people like a skiing slalom kind of thing when you are driving. It's not a very nice thing.
Selom, it's interesting that you mentioned that this should go to the persons responsible, because you've been joined on the line by the Director of Bridges at the Ghana Highways Authority, Mr. Yakon Kure, on the line. Good morning, Mr. Kure. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, sir.
In the first place, are you aware of this project that has stalled, and what's your office doing about it?
Yes, we are aware, and let me say we regret every loss of life, injury, and inconvenience encountered while crossing this road. Our condolences to the bereaved. Hello?
Yes. So what's the status of the construction of these bridges now?
The main structure of the bridges have been completed. The access ramps to the bridges have not been constructed. And the Ghana Highway Authority has repackaged the outstanding works to be awarded in a new contract through the sole sourcing method. Unfortunately, we have missed the October start date set by the Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways for construction of the ramps, but we expect to have work started as soon as the procurement process is completed by the end of this month.
Why did we miss the October start date?
We did because we had to produce new design drawings and a cost estimate for the ramps. What the contractor submitted to the Ghana Highway Authority did not receive approval because they did not meet our requirements. So when he handed over in July of this year and we repackaged the outstanding works, it became necessary to redesign, to do a new design of the footbridges, and that is the cause of the delay. But now we have sufficient drawings and a cost estimate, and sometime this week we would be inviting a contractor for negotiations.
Sorry, you mentioned that the contractor made drawings and estimates, and you were not satisfied with them, and that's delayed it.
Yes, we are not satisfied with those drawings. So now that we have repackaged the works, we do not have drawings for the access ramps. And so we had to produce new drawings in-house to enable us to have a cost estimate.
Were we aware of these challenges, the need for new drawings, when the October deadline was given? Hello, Mr. Kure.
We knew that we do not have drawings. Hello?
Yes, you're on air.
Yes, we knew that we do not have drawings. We knew that the contractor's drawings were not approved. But the amount of work involved in getting the new drawings we underestimated, because we thought it would just be a review of his drawings that were rejected, and it turned out to not be the case. Firstly, his ramps were so steep that they would not be accessible to certain persons with disabilities. And the situation is different at each of the bridges. And so it was not as easy as we originally estimated. But now we have sufficient drawings and we have a cost estimate.
Right. So because we've been to these bridges and we have seen that there are two kinds of access supports to almost all of the bridges. There's one that you can see is obviously for staircases, and there's a one more gentle slope which extends for longer, which one would assume, obviously, that will be used for a ramp. So it's a bit difficult to understand what you're presenting now, if I may.
I don't know what the difficulty is, because I've just explained that the slopes were too steep. First, you would even find columns for ramps, but that had to be stopped because it was not suitable. There's no use constructing a ramp that persons with disabilities cannot use.
So there were ramps. The only problem was the slope of the ramps.
Yes, it's the slope of the ramps.
Okay.
Because if the ramps cannot be accessed, then there's no use constructing them.
But this bridge, this construction was supervised earlier by the consultants from Highways Authority, and it was approved as of the stage that they were on.
Ghana Highway Authority came in at a very late stage. The original consultant was a foreign company, Da Handasa.
That's great. And from the time that Ghana Highways Authority came on it, we hadn't identified that the slopes on this was too steep.
No, the Ghana Highway Authority identified that because we are the ones who did not approve of the contractor's drawings. But design of the drawings was not our responsibility until the contractor handed over the project in July of this year. So we can be talking about that only from July to date.
Okay. And the new drawings extended from July to now?
Yes, from about August till now.
Okay. I'm going to read this, Mr. Kure, before we continue. And of course, I have with me a resident of Ashali Boche who uses the street every day and who is familiar with some people who have died on the street. And he would like to ask you a few questions. But Kofi Bento writes, it's so distressing the level of middle-class prejudice we have in Ghana. We build roads for the 20% who own the cars and won't even finish footbridges for the 80% who don't. It seems here that the delay in putting this up, in repackaging the remaining bit of this contract, in getting the drawings done, it seems to communicate a level of lethargy to the public. Would you say that's a fair sentiment?
No, I think that is very unfair. If you know what it takes to produce drawings, 3 months is a very tall order to do 6 ramps for 6 bridges. It is a very tall order. What we have at this stage, we needed to, for purposes of cost estimates, the final drawings would be completed sometime by the end of the month. So it's not an easy thing to come up with design drawings for 6 bridges, ramps for 6 bridges. It is a very tall order, and we are working very hard to have this completed. We worked really hard to meet the minister's deadline. It's just regrettable that we missed it.
Okay, I'll bring Selom in with his question before we move on to when we are going to see the bridge complete. Selom?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Curry, right?
Good morning,
Mr. Corey. Yeah.
I like the last sentence you said. You said regrettable. I, for one, think it is absolutely regrettable that for 7 years or 6 years that road has been in constant use. It is only in the last 4 months that you had the epiphany that the ramps for the bridges were not suitable. When you still had the old contractor running or owning the system, what were the guidelines that made you and your team or the Roads and Highways unit decide and make that decision? First of all, to have only 6 footbridges on that stretch, when you have so many other intersecting points where people have or need to cross the road. 1, and then 2 is the designs for the footbridges, the only designs that you had or that are proposed or that are the only ones that are suitable for that kind of stretch, looking at the cost and everything else. And then 3, why are we saying that from till up till July we knew that there were problems with the ramps and nothing was done about it or nothing was thought about it till now, and then we are now dilly-dallying on the fact that some drawings need to be done? I mean, I think that this whole process has been handled very shambolically by people from your team.
Okay,
and the residents, are very, very disappointed in this whole approach and attitude to it and everything else.
We understand the passion with which you speak, Selom, but you've asked 3 questions. Let's give Mr. Kure the chance to answer them. So I believe the second and third questions are a bit related. Why are we noticing the defects with the ramps now? And what are we, why has it taken so long for us to begin work? And then the first question was, why in the first place are the footbridges only 6?
The designs for these bridges were carried out sometime in 2004, thereabouts. And you would agree with me that the population distribution in the place has changed a lot. At the time of the designs, these were thought to be adequate. Now, when we award a contract, It is the responsibility of the contractor, and in this case, it was his responsibility to produce designs for the footbridges and then to construct them. So at that time, we had no business designing bridges. We had to request for his designs, and we wanted suitable designs that would meet certain requirements, which he did not meet until he handed over.
Mr. Kure, yeah, before you go ahead, your first difficulty is that you were not constructing the bridge directly, and so because of that, you had no concern with the designs?
I wouldn't say we had no concern with the design.
That's actually what you said.
It's our responsibility to produce design.
That's fine, but it's your responsibility to oversee those designs, even if you are not consulting. It's your responsibility as a highways authority, as a client, to oversee those designs and ensure that it's by standard. And then you mentioned that the problem that came earlier was about population, but Mr. Kure, you mentioned here that it's the gradient of the slope that is the problem, and the gradient of the slope has very little to do with population, respectfully. Because
let me explain two things here.
Okay.
Number one, we talked about 6 bridges. Why there are 6 bridges and not 12 bridges?
Okay. Yeah. So it's separate issues. It's separate issues. I understand.
That's one.
I understand now.
Yes,
Thank you.
The second one is the slope. You need a certain slope for certain categories of persons with disabilities to be able to access the bridges. Now, you talked about standard. It is our responsibility to make sure that the ramps are constructed and that they are constructed to standard. What the contractor submitted to us were not to standard, and so they were rejected. He was unable to provide new drawings until he handed over in July of this year. So it is only when he handed over it became our responsibility to produce design drawings.
Mr. Kure, what about back in 2014 when the project was first handed over to government, when the projects left the China the first funding conglomerate? At that time, did we not see those designs? I mean, did we not have engineers who could look at the slopes at Medina Junction, Zongo Junction, and say that this gradient is too steep and we have to do something about it?
That is when we said these gradients were steep. It's not something that we determined now. That was done a very long time ago. If you go to the site right now, you'll find that you have columns for the ramps coming up. But he had to stop.
So why did we not commission a new design in 2014?
Come again?
Why did we not commission a new design in 2014?
Because in 2014, it was still under contract. And so we expected that he would give us new design drawings, which he didn't until in July of this year when he handed over, finally.
Did we demand those new designs?
We have always demanded the designs. The contractor simply did not deliver on that.
And when he did not deliver, what action was taken?
Well, we are not going to pay him for not delivering on that. Under the contract,
Okay, Mr. Kure, we understand the difficulty some of these supervisory organizations go through, because we read, for instance, the MP for Medina, Alhaji Boniface Sadiq, mentioned how because this particular contractor is owed some 80 million, it's difficult to crack the whip on him. Did you come across any of these challenges? Did it make it difficult for you to demand that the right thing is done on this road?
I don't think that should be a problem, because under the contract, there are remedies for delays in payment. And any contractor who signs a contract is aware of these. So the contractor may have had financial constraints, but I don't think that is sufficient to not deliver.
Okay. So what you're saying is that the contractor delayed in submitting drawings for close to 4 years. He had no proper reason for doing so. One would ask, respectfully say, why did we sit and allow him to do that?
That's a difficult one. At certain points, the contractor suspended work. We have followed him to produce drawings, which he did not. Under the contract, there isn't much else that could have been done except terminating the contract. And sometimes you don't have, it is your disadvantage when you terminate contracts sometimes. When there's an expectation that the contractor has the capacity to still deliver, it is sometimes advantageous to continue with him. But now we realize now that that is not forthcoming.
Right. Mr. Kure, so it was important that we walked through some of these elements of the work that we've done, because again, we understand that about 188 people have died on this stretch, about 118 of them this year, and that will place the number at a couple of people dying every week. And so, yes, I would ask that you understand that we went through this, because every week that this delayed, about 2 people died. So now that we've gotten to this point, you tell us we are going to get the new drawings by the end of this month?
What I'm saying is they're going to have drawings now. They are going into negotiation this week with the contractor.
Okay. And when is the contractor expected to go to site?
And when the procurement process is completed, which we expect this month, the contractor will move to site as soon as possible.
So procurement will be completed this month?
That's our expectation.
Are we going to make any efforts to fast track this? Again, recognizing the fact that every week that this delays is another possible death.
We are using the fastest route possible in the procurement process. So we are going for the sole sourcing method. And this would have to go to the PPA for approval, and that is not in our control. We expect that by the end of this month, all that would be behind us, and we'll have a contractor to move to site.
Right. So Mr. Kure, beyond the procurement and what is going to happen, the contractor going on site, how much are we paying for this?
You mean the outstanding work?
Yes, the completion of the bridges.
Part of the procurement process involves negotiations. And so at this stage, it is going to be to our disadvantage to make public our estimate. So we'll leave that for a later time.
But this is going to be a new contractor, so you don't have to settle the debts to the old ones. And so you're looking at a cost limited only to the completion of the bridges.
That's correct.
Okay. And we have a figure, we have an estimate that we are going in with.
We have an estimate we are going in with. But
so
we'll be negotiating with the contractor on his proposal.
Yeah, so reduce it by a few 100,000 and tell us anyway.
No, that still would be to our disadvantage. So let's discuss that at a later date, maybe next week when we have finished with negotiations with the contractor, or when we have a contract signed.
Let me
we can make public what the figure is.
Let me bring Selom in with one more question. Selom, please keep it to one this time, and then Mr. Kure would make way. Mr. Kure, hold on.
Okay.
I'm lost for words. Absolutely lost for words. But this is a country where we were able to fast track a whole tender process involving hundreds of millions of cedis in the space of 5 days in a Christmas weekend. This is criminal negligence to the extent that we have to wait for so long just to have these footbridges up there. Now, my question to you is this. Today, right here, right now, as the Director of Bridges, there are about 250,000 Adenta residents listening to this show right now. When are we going to have those bridges built?
We expect all the 6 bridges to be completed by end of next year. But at various stages.
Did you say end of next year? I'm sorry, the line was not so clear, Mr. Kure. You said by end of next year.
By end of next year, we should have all 6 completed. But at various stages of this period, we would have some completed. So we are not going to wait till the end of next year to have all 6. We would have them within 6 months. We could have the first one, but we expect that by the end of the year, we should have all 6 bridges, all 6 ramps. Yes, by the end of next year.
Yakun Kure, Director of Bridges at Ghana Highways Authority. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
He's the Director of Bridges at the Ghana Highways Authority. Nana Mpoma is Chairman of the Fix Our Footbridges Now Advocacy Group. They're a group that Selom is a part of. He's on the line. I'll bring Selom in, but before I do that, let me speak with Nana since Nana just joined us for a few minutes. Nana, good morning.
Good morning.
So, were you listening to Mr. Kure?
Yes, Daniel. Good morning to your listeners. I was listening to him, and I'm so disappointed. So what? We should wait till next year. So does he know how many more people are going to die before then? It's not possible. It's like they are joking. Next year is just not okay. These footbridges, if they are serious, you can get it done. Okay, so he didn't talk about the traffic lights and the street lights and all that.
No, he's the Director of Bridges. He's the Director of Bridges.
The Director of Bridges.
Yes, so he's we stuck to his area.
Let's get whoever is in charge of the traffic lights and then the street lights as well. Because fixing the bridges alone will not be enough. The road is so dark in the night. Vision is so bad. Me, myself, I nearly ran into somebody. So if the lights are not there and the traffic lights are not working, it will come to naught if we just do just the footbridges. They have to do everything. And the street lights, it's already there. I'm sure it is some electrical something that has to be done. The light will come on, or maybe it's bulb. The traffic lights, they are already there, apart from the SDA one that was pulled down by some vehicles. So they should just get it to work. That one is just an electrician. If they need an electrician or a contractor to help, they should let us know so that we get one of us. It's an electrician. It's a contractor, electrical contractor. We get him to do it. The light must work, at least. You see, for all this while, if they had gotten the lights to work, what happened on Friday night wouldn't have happened. They should just get, if they said money, whatever, and for the traffic lights, they are already there. The street lights are already there. They should just get it to work. And they can do this in 2 days. If they are serious, they get here today. By the next day or two, the lights will come. I don't think they take us serious. See, now, if you are coming home from work, you should be praying. Because the likelihood that you will not get home complete is so high. It's so high. I find it difficult to understand why they just don't want to attach any seriousness to this thing.
Nana, thanks for joining us with your concerns. Nana is the chairman of the Fix Our Footbridges Now Advocacy Group, a group that Selom in studio is a member of. They've been advocating for the fixing of these footbridges or the completion of these footbridges. So we've heard another date has been given. At first it was October. And now we are being told that work will begin shortly. The completion date would be ending on next year. Selom.
I think at this point it is quite obvious that nobody really cares about us. It is very sad for me that a high-ranking member of the Roads and Highways Authority will tell me that in 2004, when they were designing a 6-lane road for a major corridor of this big city, they did not know that the population will increase to the point where you need footbridges, A. B, that you would need only 6 footbridges for a 7-kilometer stretch. Does it mean that you need 1 footbridge per, 1 footbridge per kilometer? Is that what you're trying to tell us? And you are looking at a situation where this is one of the most vibrant commercial centers in Accra. There are 7, SHSs on that road stretch. There are about 12 JHS, big JHSs on that stretch. There is a huge market on that stretch. A market when on Wednesdays and Saturdays, close to about 80 to 100,000 people somehow interact with that particular market. You are talking about a stretch of road that has big churches on both sides of the road where people go to church and cross those roads every Sunday. You are talking about a stretch of road where on those 3 lanes on the left and right center, you have concrete barriers in the middle of the road. And you think that for no apparent reason would anybody need to cross any side of that road. And there are so many trotro stops on that road. And even trotro stops are where the footbridges should be, because most people get down from those trotros and need to cross the road to one side or the other, either to pick a car towards Accra or from Accra back home. On this particular stretch of road, this morning on my way to Joy FM studios at Race Junction, as I talk to you right now, all the traffic lights there do not work. At Zongo Junction, only the overhead traffic lights work. At Pantine Junction, the markers on those roads have wiped off so much that in the night, if you are on the the inner lane heading towards Ebri, there is a 70% chance that if you've never driven on that road, you are going to drive straight into the median on that road, which is about 1.5 feet tall, and then you are going to have an accident. All the traffic lights on that road have been hit more than once. I don't know whether it is because of poor design or it is because of the fact that the traffic lights are not resilient. Now, that even brings me back to the contractor itself. It is quite obvious that in building that particular stretch of road, there are so many problems, especially with the road markings, with the road design, with the whole engineering design, like places where you have lane departures, where you have to probably make a U-turn and that. There are so many problems with it that now sitting here and listening to this man tell me that it took them about 6 to 7 years to realize that the gradient for the ramps was not user-friendly. This is dereliction of duty. For me to sit down here and hear from a high-ranking member that they waited for new designs and waited until the contract period elapsed, and the only thing they decided to do was that they would not pay the contractor for the remainder of the job. For me, this is gross dereliction of duty. This is a country where we were able to run a procurement within 5 days during the Christmas holidays, and we're able to fast track it and have it done, and it has even been launched by the government. And you are telling me here today that 250 to 300,000 people need to wait till the end of this year before they can cross the roads in safety, whilst every day, day in, day out, at this material moment that I'm talking, people are crossing that road and are at the risk of drivers. The only remedy we have is having policemen at one point of the day raising red flags to help people cross the road. And this is 21st century Ghana, Accra.
It's a difficult moment for you, Selom. Selom Brantier is a resident of Ashali Boche, and he's a member of the Fix Our Footbridges Now advocacy group. It's 17 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show. We would take these important messages. When we come back, we would open the phone lines. So you can call us when we come back from the break. 0302-216-541, 0244-340-437. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Save the day! Something big, black, and mind-blowing is coming! Get ready, Ghana, for the biggest mega sale of the year! I cannot miss out! The Jumia Black Friday starts November 16 to December 7. Up to 80% discount on thousands of brand new genuine products exclusively on Jumia.com.gh. TVs, phones, fridges, shoes, blenders, and many more. Best prices and delivered to your doorstep. Pay cash on delivery and enjoy a 7-day return guarantee with full refund. Jumia, the online shop you can trust.
How well do you know the Achimota Retail Center? Win fantastic prizes weekly. Prizes weekly after answering all the questions correctly. The ultimate prize of the 125cc Yamaha motorbike is up for grabs in our final trivia game on 24th of November. Achimota Retail Center.
Africa, the land of amazing natural beauty. Like the swan flying across the golden sunset, travel from Ghana to Namibia, South Africa, and other southern African countries has now become easy, convenient, and affordable when you choose to fly with Air Namibia. We offer flights between Accra and Johannesburg, Windhoek, Cape Town, and the rest of southern Africa. and also for travel between Accra and Lagos, offering you the best rates in the industry. Come aboard and experience our superior service and hospitality. Get your tickets from our city office at number 9 Farah Avenue at Braka on weekdays and on Saturdays before 1 p.m. or at our airport office on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays. Contact Air Namibia on telephone 050-947-1306 and 050-947-1282 or email accra.sales@airnamibia.aero. Come fly Air Namibia, where true African hospitality awaits you. Air Namibia, carrying the spirit of Namibia.
Wow,
Yeah.
Shandonia Garden is massive. Hey, what's that over there?
It's a plant tennis court, swimming pool, and a gym coming soon.
And the houses, unique in their own way.
Okay, darling, wait till you see ours.
What?
Why?
Wait.
Now tell me, what do you think?
Oh, just so serene. Thank you. I love you.
Visit our luxurious gated community at Shandonia Garden off the Tema Highway. Our lands are fully titled and litigation-free with flexible payment plans you can afford. So let us bring you to Shandonia Gardens, where your dream lands. Contact us today on 0302-732529 and 0302-765436 or visit us at shandoniaproperties.com.
Afi, I am really disappointed with my insurance. They promised me my claim will be paid within 48 hours. But it's exactly 2 months today. A lady called me and said half of the claims that are submitted are not even covered by the insurance policy in the first place. What should I do?
Yeah, I've always advised you to let professionals look after your insurance. Let me call J&J Insurance Brokers to see you this afternoon. I understand they are good at negotiating a great insurance deal. J&J Insurance Brokers are one of its kind. They review your insurance needs, obtain the best price with the best insurer, as well as facilitate your claim.
Give me a contact.
Sure. Contact them on 0244 333335 or 0504 333335. J&J Insurance.
Negotiating a great insurance deal is our business.
Imagine say water wake up at dawn. E no buff, e no chop. When it vanish for your area for 2 weeks, you no get one drop safe inside your tank.
Hey.
Hajia, our life was in dangerous. Only our neighbor gets water with water tank.
Water tank?
Yes, water tank. Mamma mia, that water tank gets meter for checking water level. That water tank be fine past Kumasi Selenium. That water tank be tough like Ghana Army. That water tank, they carry water pepe, so say some no go left inside the supply tank. What a tank! As my boss, Mr. Poncho, go talk.
Beautiful, durable, with water level indicator and accurate volume of water. Water tank. What a tank! By Duraplast.
That's the sound of my heart breaking the first time I said I wanted to be a cassava farmer.
Thank you.
But this was when I graduated with first class honors in agriculture. Oh, my first harvester. The last harvester I ordered online. That's people seeing my fresh cassava page on Facebook and Instagram. And endless number of calls for my quick fufu all year round.
There are beautiful connections that bridge humble todays to amazing tomorrows on Ghana's #1 network, everywhere you go.
CB.
Let's go.
11 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Daniel Dazi. I'm here with Telem Brante. He's a resident of Ashali Boche. We're talking about the footbridges, the 6 footbridges on the Medina Delta Highway, which are yet to be completed. We just spoke with Mr. Yakon Kure. He is the director of bridges at the Ghana Highways Authority. He tells us that they are going to do some special procurements to begin work on the bridge before the end of the month. Well, the special procurement, they hope they will end before the end of this month. he was not specific in telling us when they will start.
No, he was not specific. It's either that the matter is above his pay grade, or B, they still have not even had any concrete plans. Because, to be honest with you, for a road that has been there for this long, and for footbridges that have been there for that long, I mean, Ghanaians are a bit more discerning than this. You can't tell me that you can't have expertise to design a ramp for a bridge for people to walk on, and for disabled people to be able to wheel carts on, or whatever the case may be. I mean, I think that we need to be much more serious about how we run this nation and how people are supposed to do things. Because I am telling you that if this was an election year and it was 2 weeks to the elections, we would have had those ramps miraculously erected in the middle of the night. By the next morning, there would have been people climbing those things. Somebody will come and cut a sword for it, and then take plaudits for it, put posters on it, and tell the whole world that it is under his or her stewardship that these things was done. I think that this is criminal. It has reached a point where, after listening to this man, after listening to what he has said, I believe that this whole thing is bordering on almost a criminal enterprise. To think that every day you have all these people who probably are so far removed from the problem that they do not see the urgency involved in some of this is distressing. Because even, you see, and most people think it's even just about the pedestrians. What about the driver, the one who's driving in the night, who has to dodge pedestrians crossing these roads?
And may crash into a barrier.
One night, I nearly crashed into a concrete barrier. One day, I was crossing the road, and then a police truck nearly hit me.
Selim, let me open the phone lines here. 0244 340 437 0302 216 541 0302 216 541 0244 340 437. Before I get my first caller, though, from June 29th, your favorite airline, Air Namibia, entered Ghanaian skies, linking Accra to various destinations in Southern Africa, as well as linking Accra to Lagos, offering the award-winning superior service. Air Namibia offers high-quality standards, which has seen the airline win service awards in excellence and voted the best regional airline of Southern Africa more than 10 years in a row, and voted second best regional airline in Africa. This award-winning service comes at affordable and good value for money rates. Our destinations from Accra include Johannesburg, Cape Town, Windhoek, and the rest of Southern Africa. Destinations from Accra also include Lagos in Nigeria. Tickets are available at Adabraka Ticketing Office, opposite Trust Towers, and Airport Ticketing Office. Starting from as low as $490. Our rates are the most competitive in the market, with a very reliable sales and customer service team 24/7 at your disposal, whenever, wherever. For further inquiries, contact us on 050-947-1306 or 050-947-1282, or email accra.sales@airnamibia.aero. Air Namibia, carrying the spirit of Namibia. My first caller is from Adenta, Eben Bonsu. Good morning, Eben.
Hello, good morning. Is it Daniel?
Yes, this is Daniel.
Daniel, good morning. Thanks a lot. I'm calling from Adenta. Actually, I wanted to ask one question to the engineers. I think they are not taking the matter very seriously, as they need to. Talking about taking about a year to complete up 6 footbridges. Assuming they are addressing this issue with the agency that it needs, can they organize and get more than 2, 3, 4, even 6 contractors to get the thing done as a matter, assuming if one footbridge is going to take about 3 months to construct? Can they get a number of contractors that can do that as fast and quick as possible? I don't know where... Hello, Daniel?
Yes, you're on air.
Yeah, I don't know where the engineers reside, but if they were to be residing in and around Martin and Zenta, that area, they will see the agency. They will realize how important to get this thing done as soon and as quick as possible.
Thank you, Eben, for calling. Let me get Albert's thoughts. He's also calling from Adenta. Good morning, Albert.
Yeah, good morning.
Albert, please turn off your radio set and let's hear you.
Okay, yeah. Is it okay?
It's better now.
Yeah. A deputy minister is involved in a minor accident, and quickly he was airlifted to 37 hospital. People
Albert,
died.
I understand your sentiments.
died
Albert, just a moment. I understand your sentiments, but it will be unfair to call Mr. George Anders accident minor. I understand where you're coming from, but it will be very unfair to call his accident minor.
Point because
yeah, you make your point, staying away from that point.
To express. So just let me make my point. Is it wrong when I say people died on that stretch this morning? Your station reported it, and they were not airlifted. Don't they also have the right? Now, footbridges are supposed to be constructed. These ministers are in V8, and they do not even care about the footbridges. Is it wrong when I made these assertions? Why is Joy FM so obsessed with this government? You blame Mahama for importing Toyota V8 and said that people were hungry. Today, people are dying. People are dying. Where is Kojo Jansen? Where is Manasseh? Where is Malik Dabu? When they were launching attacks on Mahama 2015, why are you so obsessed with this government that you don't want that to share anything? Last time I said the contract was abrogated. You cut me off and said it wasn't. Today, you confirm that a new contract is coming on board. What are you talking about?
Thank you, Albert, for calling us from Adenta. Asante Dako is calling from Accra. Good morning, Asante.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, your radio set, it's a bit high.
Yes, I put it on.
Great. Let's hear you.
Yeah, just a couple of issues. There was a time I heard, I think, Honorable Yunus Apustini, the former minister, speak on this issue, I think on your network. And he was saying that, well, the road was substantially completed and they needed money to go and do other roads elsewhere in the north or somewhere. And that was why, that was left, But the point is that, please, we must just fix this thing. We must just fix it. It is more, it's evil for us to behave like that.
Okay.
It's evil. We are hurting ourselves, And then the last thing I would say is that I remember some time back, the Oponglo area, I think Professor Phoebe or so, his daughter was tragically knocked down, at that area. And then the then AMA mayor, Vanderpoy or so, he said we're going to do a footbridge over there. Nothing has been done. No, please, let's I don't know. It's evil.
Asante Dako, thank you so much for calling us. Vincent is also on the line from Adenta. Good morning, Vincent. Good morning, Vincent.
Yeah. Good morning, Daniel.
Yes, let's hear you. Hello, Vincent. Okay, so we've lost Vincent. You can also call us on 0302-216-541 0244-340437. Let me read this tweet from at AB Kweku. He says, #JoySMS. Daniel, can we ask the 48th Engineers Regiment of the Ghana Armed Forces to complete the 5-foot bridges along the Adenta-Mandina Road? If the Highway Authority can't do it, how many more lives should be lost before our government works for the ordinary person? We have a caller on the line from the US, Kobna. Good morning, Kobna.
Hello, Mr. Dazi. How are you doing?
I am blessed. How are you doing?
I'm good too. Hey, I've been listening to you guys. I do a few work on civil engineering. I think the director was not really well informed. First of all, it's not the contractor that provides structural drawings or designs. The job belongs to the Ministry of Road and Highways. So it's the ministry that's supposed to contract a structural engineer to design whatever structure you want on the road. And my last point also is the ministry needs to classify the kind of highway that we want. We probably might not need a footbridge depending upon the kind of classification of the highway. If it's not a highway, a fast speed highway, then probably the ministry can redesign the road and reduce the speed limit or do other things that would make pedestrian safety ensured. But the way it is, we probably might not need a footbridge because usually we don't have a footbridge on a highway. Like I said, we need to classify the kind of highway that we build,
okay,
so that we will be able to make it more safe-wise for pedestrians. So it means, as Mr. Tom is saying, the man really is not really informed, and we need the ministry to sit up and do the right thing for Kenyans. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kobna, for calling us from the USA. Kofi Mensah is calling from Kumasi. Good morning, Kofi.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I am blessed. How are you?
By the grace, I'm fine.
Let's hear you.
Yes, my brother, I think that as a country, the way we handle some of these issues define the value that we put on the lives of our citizenry. And it's almost clear that politicians define citizens as voters and not citizens. The only time that they see the value of the citizenry is when they are in the queue to vote them into power. Did I hear you say that there's about the 180-something deaths we've recorded on that stretch?
Okay, it's just been updated. It's 191. So it's the 191st death.
This is beyond disgrace. Not just for the civil servants in the ministry, but especially for the politicians. It's beyond disgrace for us as a country. It tells everybody that we don't value our own lives. If you were managing your own home as a father, and there's this particular thing that is taking the lives of people, your own children, into the graves, and you spend time and energy and resources on their education and also throwing parties and things like that, what does it speak of you as a leader? We don't intend to attack anybody, but I want us to look at it from the generic point of view that as a country, we have failed ourselves in terms of the value that we put on our own lives and our people.
Thank you, Kofi, for calling us this morning from Kumasi. At Sir_Kutajan sent us this tweet, #JoySMS. A whole year is needed to complete just 6 footbridges. Sad revelation. He tweets at Sir_Kutajan. So we are going to take the Joy Business Minute and some important messages. When we come back, we'll take more of your phone calls. So we are still picking phone calls. 0302 216 541 0244 340 437. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to the Joy Business Minutes.
Charles and Karen with the latest.
PricewaterhouseCoopers has filed an application in court against the former managing director of defunct Capital Bank, Atuwesian, and 15 other directors. The writ is seeking to recover over 748 million cedis from these directors.
Embattled gold dealership firm Men's Gold has said it will begin to pay its clients part of their initial gold collectibles value coming Friday.
Ghana will be hosting an exclusive roadshow and bidding round highlighting licensing and investment opportunities to global operators and investors at this year's Africa Oil Week conference. Joy Business is on the ground in Cape Town, South Africa, and will bring you updates on the roadshow.
And Uber has launched a membership scheme dubbed Ride Pass for passengers in 5 U.S. cities. The deal allows passengers to avoid price surging and a fixed fare plan ranging between $14 and $24.
Won't be a bad idea if that's introduced here, Charles.
Absolutely not, Karen. And we'll be back at 3:06.
At Afrodan, we believe that many of the problems people have with their health is as a result of the way they sit. In other words, your chair can kill you. Here's Dr. Marcus Mann of the Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
What you have to remember is that the spine is the lifeline to your body, and posture is the window to that spine. Now, posture is affected by your daily activities and habits like sitting. That's why at the Chiropractic and Wellness Centers, we recommend what I believe to be the best chairs available for preventing not only subluxations, but also other health problems that you may not be aware of. And that's Rabami and Mobilex chairs. Unfortunately, on a daily basis, I have to correct the effects of this poor sitting habit in our businessmen and businesswomen. Always remember, optimal spine equals optimum health.
So, for the sake of your health, buy Rabami or Mobilex chairs from Afrodan. We're on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade. Telephone 663-085.
Charlie, my walls are as high as Jericho's walls. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and my gates, as huge as Heaven's Gate. And my 2 dogs, fearful as Judgment Day. Yes, but just
But you don't have insurance.
Yeah, wow.
With Glyco Homeowners Insurance Package, pay as little as 54 pesos a day or 200 Ghana cedis a year, depending on the value of your building, and enjoy free contents cover up to 10,000 Ghana cedis, free public liability up to 10,000 Ghana cedis, and free personal accident cover, including domestic helps at home. Also, Glyco General pays your claim within 48 hours upon submission of all requisite documents. Pick up a Glyco Homeowners Insurance Package today and receive your free Aquaba gift. Contact Glyco General on 020-2222-265 or 113 or sales@glycogen.com. Glyco General. We cushion you for life indeed.
This Christmas make a very special season. This Christmas make a wish and watch it come true. This Christmas that Republic is your way. This Christmas get rid of the gray and get a new point of view.
Make your Christmas happen. Get a quick, easy and so affordable Republic Bank loan with competitive rates, bundled packages and super fast turnaround time. Call or WhatsApp 055-654-3212 or apply online via republicghana.com. Republic Bank, we are the one for you.
Christmas, share it with those you love. This Christmas at Republic Bank, make it happen for you.
Hello SMEs, Young CEOs and Entrepreneurs is the second Ghana SME and Young CEO Summit and Expo, a unique one-day world-class forum for knowledge gains on business scale-ups, corporate best practices, and expanding your network of top-level business contact, to be held on the 26th of November 2018 at the Kempinski Hotel, Accra. The theme, Corporate Leadership Governance, Strong Pillar for Business and Economic Growth. For registration, sponsorship, and corporate exhibition, visit GhanaSMECEOSummit.com or call 0546-391-970. The summit is powered by CEO Network Ghana and Deloitte.
It's our 40th birthday at Rana Motors, and we are celebrating for 40 days. Benefit from discounts of lifetime on your favorite Kia models and get tons of instant gifts. Celebrate with us at any of our Rana Motors showrooms in Accra, Pema, Spintex, Takoradi, and now Kumasi. Exceptionally, during these 40 days, we welcome you Saturdays from 9 to 5 p.m. as well. For more info, call 0249-911-444. Kia, the power to surprise.
My name is Kwame Sefakain, and most of you know me as a media personality, but I am also a family man. The UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, saves me so much time by letting me do almost all of my banking transactions on my phone. The cardless withdrawal feature allows me to withdraw cash from any UMB ATM without an ATM card. I can also pay bills, transfer money, request for a loan, invest money, and so much more. So now, I can spend less time at the bank and more time with the ones I love. Bank anywhere and anytime with a UMB mobile banking app, UMB Speed App, and get the time to do what you love most. Download the UMB Speed App from your Android, iOS, or Windows phone today. Call 0302-633-988 for more information. UMB Speed App, Digibank, let's go!
Buying a new car isn't just about the physical product. It is decision made to achieve lasting peace of mind. The all-new Toyota Corolla with reinforced suspension, reliable engine performance, quiet cabin atmosphere, stability and superior maneuvering is your smart choice. Be smart. Stay ahead of your peers with the all-new Toyota Corolla. Whether it is the 1.6 liters or the 1.8 liters automatic, you get maximum fuel economy because the Toyota Corolla has been redesigned to give you extra mileage and deliver the best driving experience. Want more? Take advantage of our huge discounts promo this season by visiting any of our showrooms or call 0302-910-204 now. Make that smart decision. Think economy. Think value for money. Toyota Corolla, your dependable partner for life.
Super Morning Show.
9 minutes past 9. Welcome back to the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Daniel Dazi here with Stelon Branty. Raymond Akwa has joined us in the studio. Our second guest is you. 0244340437 0302 216 541. Call us. So after hearing the conversation that we've had with Yakon Kure, Director of Bridges at the Ghana Highways Authority, are you satisfied with the responses so far? Do you feel safe using that stretch? What's your experience? Call us on 0244340437 0302 216 541. Before I pick my first caller, after 100 years, we need no introduction. Why would we? You've seen us prove our expertise as a bank time and again. You've watched us grow over the years, listening and understanding your needs so we can better meet them. This is how we've grown to become your most trusted brand in the banking industry and the best bank in Ghana in the 2018 Euromoney Awards. Our pedigree is without question one of the finest in the country. So the question now isn't what we can do for you. No. The only real question now is what are you waiting for? We invite you to join us and experience the unparalleled excellence you want and deserve with Barclays, now a proud member of the ABSA family. Now, buying a new car isn't just about the physical products. It's a decision based on a bundle of financial considerations to achieve a lifetime of peace of mind. Be smart. Stay ahead of your peers with the all-new Toyota Corolla. And whenever you choose a 1.6 litre or 1.8 litre automatic engine, your maximum fuel economy is assured. The Toyota Corolla has been redesigned to give you extra mileage and deliver the best driving experience for our generation. And there's more, much more. Take advantage of our huge discounts promo this season by visiting any of our showrooms or call 0302 910 204 now. Toyota Corolla, a dependable partner for life. Nana Brafo is calling from industrial area. Good morning, Nana.
Good morning. How are you, boss?
I am blessed. How are you?
I'm fine.
So let's hear you.
I live at Ashalibuche. But because of what happens on that road, the Medina stretch of road, I've stopped using that road because I'm just afraid I might run into something or run into somebody. It's terrible on that road. And my worry really is, how come we don't hold people responsible in this country? Someone is responsible for ensuring XYZ on that road. But we all sit, we talk about it, and nothing happens. So other people decide to do stuff and do things the way they want. Now, if we were to start holding people responsible, then probably we'll be getting answers. The footbridges on that road, I'm sure was part of the project and has halted up to now. Nobody cares. All we're getting is excuses. Unfortunately, our laws are not working. Of course, you need someone to push it, but you're not working. So it's now up to us. The Constitution actually gives power to the citizenry. We are the Constitution. If the means has taken drastic measures, we would have to ensure we get what is due us.
Right.
Because we cannot wait for people to keep losing their lives.
Thank you so much, Nana Bafo, for calling us. Kobe is calling from Abokobi. Good morning, Kobe.
Hello, good morning, Dazi. How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also good. We thank God for life. Dazi, it's rather unfortunate how the country is being run. I'm staying at Abokobi, and trust you me, if you've not used that road before, I mean, you just kill yourself. I don't know how the engineers designed that road. And secondly, I don't know who approved that design, really. Because if you are driving, there are some U-turns on the road, all right, but it's protruding into the main road. And the least they could have done is even put reflectors or something to let you know what's ahead. I mean, you are driving straight, and before you know, you're already climbing the pavement. It's very bad. I don't know how the country is being run. Seriously.
Thank you very much, Kobe, for calling us from Abokobi. Kweku Mensah is calling from Amanfrom. Good morning, Kweku.
Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm not too good. And I guess you understand why.
Yeah.
You see, I'm disappointed with politicians. I'm disappointed with the MCE for the area, the MPs, up to the president of this nation. Daniel, it looks as if the only language politicians understand is violence, right? And I'm telling Salom and all the guys who are involved that the earlier we decide to take this issue with force, we'll never get results. And I'm imploring on everybody living in that catchment area to come out in their numbers on Monday, demonstrate. If we have to block that road, we should block that road until that bridge is constructed. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Edward is calling from Sominga. Good morning, Edward. Good morning, Edward.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, let's hear you, Edward.
It is very unfortunate on our part as citizens that the construction of these bridges and the time in which we are is not in the election month. Trust me, if we are in December and any government is supposed to construct these bridges to win elections, this thing would have been constructed within 2 weeks. Why? Our people are just taking us for granted. And it is time we stand as citizens to fight for our rights. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edward. You called us from Sominga. Kwame is calling from Laboni. Good morning, Kwame.
Hello, good morning, Dazi.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Otedenai.
Nyamenadum, Oase.
Right, so quickly, I think the right people put on the spot are the politicians, the minister, and the deputies. I know Mr. Yakubu.
Kwame, the radio by you is giving us a lot of feedback.
All right.
Yeah, please turn it off.
I know Mr. Yakub Kore very well, and I know he wishes that these bridges were done as far as yesterday. But you realize that he was quite restricted in his answers to you because he knows there are bigger powers than him. He's a technical man. So please, I think the right people to put on the spot are the politicians. Let's get them to speak, and let's get them to tell us their plans for the stretch. Thank you very much.
Kwame, thank you very much for calling. Bismarck is calling from Tema. Good morning, Bismarck.
Yeah, Didi, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Didi, the last time I call, or sometimes I tell you, Ghana, we don't have direction. Why I'm saying that? Look at what is happening, and listen to what the engineer is saying. He said the bridge will be completed next year if God permits. So they must wait for cars to hit people and people continue to die. Are we serious in this country? Look, if they talk about country which is not serious, Ghana is number one. I can tell you for sure. Our leaders are taking us for granted. And look at what is happening in the country. One day something serious will happen. I'm telling you, the youth and the young men are very, very serious. We can't wait for our leaders to take us for granted. Why citizens are dying and they don't care. They are sitting in their V8, whatever, going Europe and enjoy. And look at what is happening in the country. People are dying over there and they don't care.
Thanks, Bismarck, for calling. Let me hear Nee from East Legon. Good morning, Nee.
Good morning, bro.
Yes, Nee, raise your voice a bit. What's up?
Hi. I wanted to touch on something concerning the technicality of some of these things.
Okay.
So I was happy when you had a call all the way from US. And they should tell you that Ghanaians are never serious. We always fix square pegs in round holes, or the vice versa. You spoke to an engineer who will be telling you that it is the negligence of the contractor to do that. This responsibility is to make sure that the contractor gets the right documents and the right structure in place before you even award a contract. When we talk about the street lights, okay, people are being demanding.
Yeah, Nee, I can hardly hear you. Can you reposition yourself? The line is very bad. Hello?
Yeah. I'm saying that every month people are taking salary as people in charge of our traffic lights all over the country. What do they do that every month they earn their salary? Please, there are a lot of things that are happening that we are not putting right. We always try to put square pegs in round holes.
Right, Nee, thanks for calling. Let me take Mickey from Akosombo. Good morning, Mickey.
Good morning, Daniel.
Yes, let's hear you.
Yeah, we are all not fine this morning, talking about 100 or so, almost 100 people who have died.
Almost 200. It's 191 now.
That is 200.
Yes.
Daniel, this is a big blow to Ghana. It's like, I don't know. You know what? I remember something when you talk about corruption, when recently when Anas Esposo came, there was that man who said that the NDC contractors were not going to be paid. Do you remember that story?
Yes, yes. It's one of the things that Kwesi Nyantechi said to Anas.
You can link this thing directly to the presidency. How can these people be dying and they don't care? And when they're sick, they fly their parliament members to Europe for their treatment. Look, this country, we should demonstrate. We should look. I'm from Akosum. I'll be coming to the demonstration myself. But I don't know even what going to be achieved out of that, because it takes Ghanaians for right. Who are politicians? Politicians are killing this country. Is democracy good for us at all? Enjoy FM. I want to advise you. This is a station we all listen to. Be balanced. Be balanced. Somebody just said something. I keep listening to you. Be balanced. Hit the politicians that come to power. Hit them. Be balanced. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mickey, for calling us from Akosum. My last caller is Kobe from Tema. Good morning, Kobe. Good morning, Kobe. Right, Kobe from Tema is on the line. Let me hear him. Good morning, Kobe. Unfortunately, I lost him. I can't take any more phone calls. Now, just add energy and ideas can become something great. That is why Total Petroleum has launched the second edition of the Startup of the Year Challenge. Are you a young entrepreneur? Do you have a project that could change things in Ghana? Don't wait any longer. Submit your project at startup@total.com and stand to win financial support, professional coaching, and publicity for your project. A local jury will select 3 winners and a top female entrepreneur. To learn more, come visit us at startup.total.com. Terms and conditions at startup.total.com. Now, text messages are brought to you by Afrodan. Your back must last you a lifetime, and Glyco Travel Insurance Policy, we cushion you for life. Now, Afrodan is offering you today the most comfortable chair in the world, the Nightingale Extreme Comfort Chair. It has over 10 thoughtfully engineered features, especially customized for your health and comfort. So go to Afrodan on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade and feel this chair. You will be amazed. Let me take some of your texts and tweets. This one says, hello, good morning. My name is George from Oyarifa. Please, if your engineers are feeling reluctant to fix the footbridge, why don't you give it to the Chinese? They'll fix it before the end of the month. Thank you. Ray said, Daniel, have you visited Ashalibuchi in recent times? I was there this weekend. The roads are so bad that you need an SUV. It's always painful driving to work in the morning, and when you go ahead to buy one, somebody somewhere will say you are driving a luxury car, so pay more. God help Ghana. Kwafo from Dansoman says, good morning, Daniel. I've listened to your discussion on the Adenta footbridges. As we wait for the footbridges to be built, please advise residents to use the traffic lights to cross the road. It would mean long detours, but it's better than the shortcuts. The highways in the interim should put traffic wardings to assist people to cross the road. The traffic lights should be on. Selam, you were saying?
The traffic lights don't work.
Yeah. Reading between the lines, you don't add your name to this one. When a government changes hands, all contracts have to change hands too, because it's an open secret that most of these contracts have partisan leanings and other people have to have chop. This presents great difficulty for the Highways Authority because of such interferences. The lives of the ordinary citizens are shifted to the periphery. Please tell the head of bridges to give the 6 bridges to 3 contractors to facilitate the completion. They can use steel to complete the access, and that will not waste time. Thanks. Nana on Spintex Road says, in all honesty, there is no need for a dozen footbridges on the 7-kilometer road. Not sure it's anywhere in the world. Educate our people and more trotro drivers and restrict their stops. Thanks, Nana from Spintex Road sends that one. Don Bimpe in Adenta says, the cost of 1 or 2 land cruisers can fix all the footbridges in the Mandina Adenta area. What about finishing with the footbridges first before even starting the construction of the road itself, so we don't compete with machines to cross? Don Bimpe in Adenta sends that one. Kweku from Trasaco says the only way to have these footbridges fixed is for all drivers to block the siren tooting vehicles from disrespecting traffic regulations. If everyone decides to stop them, they will act. So let me come to Selom, and Raymond is with us in studio as well. Selom.
Yeah.
So finally on this matter, your expectation going forward. You've said clearly that the next year deadline for completion is too far away. It's not
No, it's
quick
not
enough.
too far. It's unacceptable, and it's actually even a bigger show of gross disrespect for over the 250 to 350,000 people living in this particular area under consideration. First of all, it's gross disrespect. I think they are treating us with complete disdain. We obviously do not matter in terms of whatever it is. But to think about the fact that this area is one of the biggest economic hubs of the city, for me, I think that it is very disturbing. Presec starts where the rot is. So all those people who think that they do not have anything to do with it, they should know that there are kids who go to Presec are also in danger of being hit by the cars. Kids at West Africa Senior High School, Delcom Senior High School, Redco Junction, where the Medina Market is, Reds Junction, where the traffic lights are not working as I speak to you right now, SDA Junction, where almost all the deaths are. There's a school at SDA Junction called Tortu Teen. It's a private school. Maybe you should go talk to the headmaster. 5 children from that school have been killed. One guy I met last week lost 2 siblings within the space of 17 days. Right? They were hit by cars.
I understand one of the most recent deaths, and this is a bit gory, forgive me, they found the leg on the other side of the street before they found the rest of the body.
Yes, they found the leg somewhere, and the guy was recognized by his clothes, not even by his face. He was recognized because of the clothes that he wore and the people that saw him last, and they identified him with the clothes. There's a girl at West Africa Senior High School who has been crippled because of this. I mean, the list is so long. There's the young boy who had to spend 4 months at Kolebu because all his teeth, he had to go through several dental procedures to be able to speak again. His parents are still in debt right now because they can't pay the hospital bills. I mean, these are things, these are human beings. These are people's fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, some of them contributing economically to the family. There's one guy in my church, he's a trumpeter. He had a first-class degree from the university. Just after his graduation, he died at Zongo Junction because a car hit him. This is the reality of the situation. And so for somebody to tell me that they need to sit somewhere and negotiate and then figure out the gradient of slope for a ramp, for something that was planned as far back as 2006 when I was still a student. I mean, it begs all kinds of imaginations. I mean, for us to sit down and let this happen. And then even beyond that, on these footbridges, you see big billboards. I mean, I don't think anybody erects those billboards for free. Are they trying to tell us that even if there is no money for this, they didn't earn any money from the advertising revenue from those billboards?
I counted about 7 when we were driving to Adenta yesterday.
Yes. On all the billboards, there are adverts. During the campaign season, there was a competition between both MPs and both, big parties in Ghana on whose billboard will be the biggest on that stretch. So you find utility in advertising yourselves there, dear politicians, but you do not find utility in making that place usable. And yet, when we are trying to do our thing, or when we are trying to protest about it, you come and tell us that you need all that time. Where is the money? Where's the revenue from those billboards? Can't that revenue be used or allocated to finalize this thing? If it is money that we need, and it's a money question, can't we be more creative about solving this problem through these methods? I mean, for me, this is a very sad thing this morning. The more I think about it, the more I feel helpless. That if this is how we are being treated, then what is the use? What is the use?
Raymond.
And you see, it's a very terrible incident. And it tells you how governance is done in our part of the world.
Yeah.
So a couple of people, they stick to their interest, they get elected, they are to serve, and that's the key word. But they get served at the end of the day. They don't do their work, so they get paid also. And when we go around the clock, what we're going to happen is see this repeating itself consistently. There's no sane country where 181 people die in a year and the issue is not removed. And we wait for another whole year to try and attempt a solution.
it's kind of like we are waiting for somebody very prominent in society to be hit on the roadside, or to hit someone, or for something catastrophic to happen before we ginger ourselves into any kind of action.
We started fixing the problems at what they call it, police hospital, because a minister's wife died there. We only get round to solving problems when we feel that those in the league of those who are supposed to serve and fix the problem when they are affected directly. But this is unfair. This is Ghana's most important emergency today. Everything else can come number 2 to this problem, except the people who don't matter. In any case, there's a minister. I cannot see how Kwesi Amwakwata is still in office today, when under his ministry, 181 people die in a single year. And he's not worried about it. On a single stretch.
On the N4. Let's be very specific about it. This is the N4. And this is a 7-kilometer stretch of road. It's not, we are not even saying it is a very long stretch. It's a 7-kilometer stretch of road, people. It is from Presec Junction all the way to, let's say, Pantine Junction. And we are not even so there's even one funny thing. You have this 6-lane road that has been built for that stretch all the way to Ayi-Mensah Junction, which is just before Ebri, for those who do not know. And there are now more residents, even from Pantine Junction, all the way to Ayi-Mensah. We haven't even talked about them yet. Yeah. So we are now saying that we didn't know that people are going to live there. Why did we build a big road if we didn't know people are going to live there? That's the first thing. And then you know that most people use commercial roads. And then you build a highway type road, or I mean, as they say, as some of the callers said, classified as a highway, and you do not make any provision for human traffic when you are talking about being in an urban. This is not even a peri-urban setting. This is
it's actually an urban setting.
Urban setting. Yeah. I'm sure that when the city authorities or the municipal, in fact, it is a municipal authority that handles the place.
Yeah. For both Adenta and
exactly.
Madina.
There are two municipal authorities within the stretch of that 7-kilometer stretch. That should tell you the density of the population in these areas.
Exactly.
And these things are not matters to be toyed with. We cannot sit down. Honestly, that 1 year thing is not going to happen. I'm today entreating everybody who lives between Medina and Adenta, and anybody else who is interested, because it could be the residents one day, but some of the people that could have the accidents will probably not even be residents. A lot of the times that people have been hit, it's always been hit and run situations. We do not even know who the perpetrators are. We do not know who the people involved. You have traffic lights not working 95% of the time on that particular stretch. They have, I'm sure that when the street lights were put there, they were put there with all pomp and pageantry. Today, there is not a single street light that works. Is it that we are not procuring the right street lights? Is it that we are not procuring the right people to maintain the street lights? What is the problem, people? What is the problem?
Selo, and Raymond would have to end today's conversation here, but it's not the end of the conversation in totality, because it's very important for us to remember that every day, or every week at least, that this delays, people are losing their lives, and that's why we decided to have this conversation today. We're going to take these important messages. When we come back, we wrap it all up. This is the Super Morning Show. Stay with us.
What can't you do, Jesus? Let's go!
Oh Lord, revive thy works in the midst of the years. ICGC Miracle Temple presents Revival Flames 2018. Speakers, Dr. Abel Damina, Power City International, Nigeria, Prophet Christopher Yao Ano, ICGC Holy Ghost Temple, Ghana. Host, Reverend Edward Kisi, ministering in songs, the Miracle Temple Choir, and others. Side attraction, a Revival Flames float, and one member, one soul evangelism on the 3rd of November at 6 a.m. Conference dates, Tuesday, 6th to Sunday, 11th November 2018, 6 to 9 p.m. in the evenings. Venue, ICGC Miracle Temple, Community 12, Tema. Revival Flames, igniting revival for Christ.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
the 5th All-African Music Awards.
Merci infiniment.
Thank you so much. Afrima Ghana 2018 is here in partnership with the African Union Commission, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Republic of Ghana.
This goes out to all the musicians in Ghana.
That's a surprise.
Who rules the continent and owns the 23.9 carat gold-plated Afrima trophy?
Is what? Afrima!
Cameroon 237 in the house. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Wow, Africa is gold.
Tanzania!
Be there from November 21st to 24th, 2018 at the Accra International Conference Center and Independence Square, Ghana. Ghana. Afrima has come home. Afrima for hope, for celebration.
Thank you, Afrima. Thank you, Africa. Thank God.
With Brussels Airlines, it is already Christmas.
Can you imagine? Christmas is already next month.
Didn't you see the latest promotions of Brussels Airlines? Let's go to New York for Christmas shopping.
Oh, wonderful idea. And all the Christmas lights will be hanging. New York during the holiday season is always magical.
With Brussels Airlines, enjoy the best fares now to New York, Washington, Chicago, and many other U.S. destinations.
Brussels Airlines. We go the extra smile.
As they say, trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. Barclays has built a relationship with you over the last 100 years based on our understanding of your needs. We've mastered banking and guarantee your money will always be secure with us 100%. Yes, 100%. After all, that is why we are the Euromoney 2018 Best Bank in Ghana. So, whether you have corporate, SME, or personal banking needs, Barclays is still your best bet. What are you waiting for? Make your next move your best move. Open an account with Barclays now and put your future in the safest hands. Barclays, part of the Absa family.
At Living Lives, we take care of your health in 12 categories of your health needs: joint and muscle, digestive health, circulatory health, stress, sleep aids, sensory improvement, hair and skin, weight management, allergy and respiratory, men and women health. Living Lives Organic Healthcare deals in over 60 different organic products. Our Easy Flow Men's Tea improves your urine flow. Living Lives is also the sole agent for Bell Lifestyle Organic Product from Canada. Call us on 0248-881-101 or 0200-891-949. Living Lives, total wellness. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Food and Drugs Authority.
Getting extra sports channels for a whole week will feel like when your team scores a goal in the final against your friend's team.
Yeah, take that. Did you see that?
Pay your DSTV on time and get a 7-day sport upgrade at no additional cost. That means Access and family customers get Compact Sports channels, while Compact and Compact Plus customers get premium sports channels. Now that's a reason to celebrate. DSTV thanks. T's and C's apply.
Every year, everybody they look forward to Bronya.
Hey, so when are you getting me? Hey, where's my Bronya idea? Blah, blah, blah.
This year, all the Bronya Chedi de Nasco. Nasco say, can pledge on yourself, make we add gifts to them. Satellite TV, they start from as low as 699 Ghana cedis. Forget ECG. When an inverter AC go cut your plenty bill into two for 1,799 Ghana cedis. Chill up for happen. Fridge, they go for 599 Ghana cedis. Way double be 999 Ghana cedis. And if you want the buzzing one, side by side be 3,699 Ghana cedis. Snow selfie for your house. With the freezer, they cost 799 Ghana cedis. Where your food all go jump for your new burner top for 599 Ghana cedis. After all these discounts, we start to add special gifts to them. So make sure you go Nasco this Bronya. So call 0503 400 300 now. Terms and conditions they apply. Me and no say Nasco they bring home happiness.
LPG is a safe source of energy only when used right. Do not neglect any safety tips when using LPG. Smell and check for gas leakage before using your stove. When you smell gas, ventilate the room. Do not turn electrical switches on or off. This could spark a fire. Extinguish all naked flame and immediately call a qualified technician to service your stove. Use soapy water to check for gas leakage. When bubbles appear, you have a leak. Check your hose regularly for cracks and change hose at least once in 2 years. Always light your match before you turn on your gas cooker. Always keep your regulator off when not in use. A message from the National Petroleum Authority.
Be Be There 2018 Afrima Music Village. An evening of non-stop live performances from biggest and brightest African superstars. Featuring Sarkodie, Shekina from South Africa, Tiwa Savage, Diamond Platinum, Shatta Wale, Tufan from Togo, Wiyala, Nasty C, King Promise, Kiddy, Mr. P from P-Square, Bebeku, Uganda, Sini from Nigeria, VVIP, Patapa, Papi Kojo, Winky D of Zimbabwe, Salty Soul from Kenya, Files, Fale Ipupa, Daphne from Cameroon, Afia, Vanessa Mindi from Tanzania, Tubaba, Mr. Easy, Fancy Gadam, Miss V, Victoria Kimani, Muslim from Morocco, plus Davido, Whiskey, Kwame Eugene, Pato Ranking, Becca, Stone Boy. The day, Thursday, November 22nd, 2018. The venue, the Independence Square, Accra, Ghana. The time, from 5 p.m. till dawn. Admission to Afrima Music Village is free. This event is in partnership with the African Union Commission and brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Republic of Ghana. Afrima Music Village. Freedom, fun, friendship.
Darling.
Spill it.
You know I promised to go appliance shopping this Christmas, and I'm here to tell you that Samsung is making this possible with the Samsung Blue Christmas promotion. Rush them now, or I'm taking the kids to my mom's for Christmas because grandma only uses Samsung appliances. Thanks for your cooperation. Signed, the kids and I.
Hey, wait for me, I'm coming.
Make your home the best holiday spot this Christmas in the Samsung Blue Christmas promotion. Samsung has the best discounts on appliances and free gifts for you and the family. When you visit any Samsung showroom or authorized reseller, it will be simply magical. Buy a 32-inch satellite TV and get a free wall bracket. Entertainment will come alive when you buy a 49 or 55-inch TV with a free DSTV Zapper decoder. Chilled drinks? No problem. Fridges start from 899 Ghana cedis. Washing machines starting from 999 Ghana cedis. And so many freebies for you when you join the Samsung Blue Christmas promotion this Christmas season. Make this Christmas a memorable Blue Christmas with Samsung. Merry Samsung Blue Christmas.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
"90 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Thanks for staying with us. At Jessica Amate 1